Hi. So today I am just going to make an app that is a simple paint app. So in this app we will be using a new component which we haven't used previously, like any other app. The name of the component is Canvas. So Canvas is a component you can get it from which is actually used to free tool, you can say. So right now, if I place this button on the screen and if I want to move it somewhere, I can't move it, right? So if I need to place this in a proper location, I need to go to screen and change the orientation, like left, right, top, bottom, or whatever I want to, wherever I want to put. So we have one more component which can do this kind of task that is called as layout. We have a group of layout: vertical layout, horizontal layout, table layout. We can just get this horizontal arrangement, and now we can just put these all components inside. Right now, if I don't use this horizontal arrangement, I cannot put buttons or any other component side by side. This won't allow us to put side by side. What we do, we use another component that is called as horizontal arrangement. We can use this horizontal alignment. Now they still it is not so flexible that it will allow us the movement of the button to be dynamic when the app will be running. In the sense, suppose if your app is running and you want to make this button or move this button over here or maybe somewhere downside, it is not possible to make it move. So these so nothing is possible here in this MIT app Inventor design, that we can't move any of the element from one place to another place when the app is running. While designing you can do it, but while running the app you can't. So we have a component called as, okay, let's just delete all this first. We have a component called as canvas. So canvas is actually used to draw, like the simple normal canvas we use these terms in paintings and all. So we can just search for that canvas directly over here. We have a canvas. You can get this canvas on the screen. Now it looks like a rectangular box. Now we can just customize it, make it make height as full parent or width as full parent, like just to fill the area. But nothing is still visible on the screen. If you run this app, you won't be able to see anything on the screen. But in designer section, we can still see something is there on the screen. What is this canvas actually? So there are only two things possible which can put on this canvas. If you go down, go to drawing and animation section, we have ball and image sprite. These two components are there which can reside inside the canvas. Like we have right now, inside the screen one, we have this canvas. Inside this canvas, we can put this ball and image sprite both. We'll discuss what is this image sprite and ball later. Let's just go through the canvas properties and all. What are these? What are the component and what are the properties for this particular canvas component? So as I told, this canvas is used as a free tool. That means you can do anything on this. Like if you have anything, suppose ball, you can move it anywhere. You can see. Even you can move these things when the app is running. So for that you need to code. But I'm not gonna code for that ball right now, because I'll be making a simple paint app. So canvas is again uh, core component for the painting. So I'm just going to be using one layout, that is horizontal layout, because if I don't use a layout, I have to put these buttons over here vertically in vertical arrangement. But I don't want to waste my space, so I can just do one thing. I can get a horizontal arrangement. Horizontal arrangement. Now what this horizontal arrangement will do for us is it will make room for buttons in horizontal order. So I can put this button 1, button 2, and button 3. This is a alignment, how we save space. Now I'm gonna be using this button 1, button 2, and button 3 as colors. So in Paint, what happens? I just pick any color, suppose red, and just draw using the red color. Again green, and draw using the green color, like that. So I'm just going to change the name of the button first. Sorry, text of the button, that is red, and second button green, third button blue. You can add some more color. We have 3 buttons right now with us. Now what we can do is let's just make it more attractive. Rounded corners, blue button, rounded corner. And to get more interaction, we can just put background color as red for red button, background color of green for green button, sorry, and for blue, blue button. This is simple. Now you can see blue is not visible properly. Let's just make the text colors white for all of them. Okay. Now the thing is, we are ready with red, green, and blue colors. Now you can add some more color also, like cyan, gray, black, or whatever. So we just rename it, so it will be easy for us to code. Yeah. Now we have 3 buttons inside inside horizontal arrangement and one canvas which is filling the screen, like rest part of the screen. Now I can go to block section. So what is the thing actually? Whenever I try to draw on the screen or on this free area, I must see some lines drawing, some points drawn on the section, that empty section. So for that I need to code. Now you can see in canvas section, in this canvas we have a lot of properties, background image. So we can obviously upload an image and draw on that image also. That's also possible. Font size, okay, let's just not talk about the font size because that is a different portion. And line width, this is important. Line width and paint color, this is important because we will be changing this paint color whenever I click on this red, green, and blue. Based on the choice, we will be changing the paint color. Right now, and by default, it provides black paint color. So if you try to draw on this canvas directly, it will directly draw with black color. So first thing is, let me just run this and see how it reacts now, because we have designed the app, and let me see how it works. So I'm just going to be pausing this video for now because it takes a lot of time to open simulator, more than 3 minutes. So let me just open this and pause the video and I'll just restart the video. So on the simulator we can see we have 3 buttons on the top aligned horizontally side by side, and now we can see nothing on the um, canvas section. This section is not visible. Actually it is visible, but there is nothing on the canvas. It is just a white space. That's why we are not able to see that. You can see. But now if I try to draw red, if I try to draw, nothing is happening. Even if I clicking on this button, it's not allowing me to draw anything because we haven't coded. So now let's just start the coding for it. So first thing is, if I click on the red button, it must change the paint color to red. If I click on green button, it must change the paint color to green. If I click on blue one, it must be blue. So first go to block section, and it's a simple thing, like I can just go and get this block when click. So whenever I click red button, I must change the canvas paint color. I need to go to canvas and search for set pen color, or so let's just get any of the block of set, and now I can just find paint color. Set canvas one dot paint color. And so what is this paint color? The paint color would be red. Go to red and get any of the block and make it red. You can just click on that and make it red. Next one is same. It will be green. So I'll just copy and paste it and change the button name. So green button. So green, I'll be just making it green, and blue. For blue, color will be blue. Okay. Now we are successfully changing the colors whenever we click on the button, it will change the color. But the thing is, we are still not able to draw anything. We are not still able to draw. If I click on blue and try to draw, we are not able to, because nothing is coded right now. It is not getting the draw command. So just minimize it, and now let's just do one thing. Go to canvas. We have a block called as, whenever we drag on the canvas, it will do something. Now we have a lot of, we are getting a lot of variables here. So these are the variables, and these are the local variables actually for this particular function. So this is a function block actually. Start x, start y, previous x, previous y, current x, current y, and drag any sprite. Drag any sprite is something else. We'll just talk about that later. Here we, for our need right now, these x, y's are very important, because whenever we draw a line, like this, each point has a coordinate x, y, x, y, x, y, x, y. So this, for this particular position, for this point over here, start x and start y, it will be giving us where we have touched. So suppose we have a mobile like this, and we touch here, it will give us start x and start y. If I drag like this, it will give start x as this point, and previous x, previous y, current x, current y. Current will be this one, where we are, where our finger right now is moving, on which path. That is the current path. That is what, how we get the current location where we have drawn things, or where we have swiped. So I need to use one thing, that is, whenever we drag, we have to perform some operation. So whenever we drag, this function will be called automatically. Now we need to go to canvas, and we need to search for a block which can draw a line, or maybe a dot. Okay, let's just go with line now. This is going with this line now. So now again, to draw a line, we need x1, y1, x2, y2. Something like metric logical general thing. So we don't want to put start x and start y. We want to put actually previous x as starting point, and previous y as the starting point y. And now wherever I drag the line, it must be current one. I need to get the current x and current y. It's a simple thing actually. Get start one, start x, start y. It will be something like this. It will be drawing line like this. Every time it will take a start and start like this. But no, we want, wherever our finger is going, it must draw a straight line, not like that. So that's why we need to use this previous x, previous y, current x, current y. Simple one. Now I can just test it whether it is working properly or not. So just go to pick color, red, and now I can. Okay, still it's not happening because we haven't refreshed it. Okay, we are getting some error. Previous x, previous y, current x, current y. Let me just refresh it. Refresh the companion. Refresh companion screen. It's getting refreshed now. I think it has a problem. So let me just refresh it again. Refresh companion screen. Not able to receive the blocks. Now if I pick any of the block, any of the color, suppose red, and now if I try to draw, yeah, it's drawing. Yeah, it is slow a bit because the emulator is slow. Like green, I can just draw in green. Blue, I can draw in blue. So it is a freehand tool now. You can draw anything on it. Now the next thing is what you can do. Instead of giving the blank screen on it, you can actually put a button over here on the top of the screen, that will let you choose any picture from your gallery, because the previous app which we have created was based on gallery. Like you can pick any picture and get it on your app, show it on your app. So you can do the same thing, and you can draw anything on that particular picture. So let me just do one thing, like by hard code it. So go to designer, and I'm going to be uploading a simple picture for this canvas as a canvas background. Choose file. Okay, let me just get download a simple outline image. Cat outline image. Okay, let me suppose this one. We have the cat outlined image. Now I can just go to upload file, choose file, and upload the same which I have just downloaded. I have just downloaded cat outline. Open. Okay, it'll upload it. Okay, yeah. You got it, like over here. Now what we can do? So whenever you open the emulator now, let's refresh it first. Okay, it is automatically getting refreshed. So whenever you do any changes on your phone, any changes on your MIT app Inventor, it will automatically reflect and do the changes on the emulator. Even if it is your mobile phone, it will do the changes automatically. Sometime it get disconnected and will you need to do it asks you to reconnect. But if you are using emulator, it will be too slow. Now we have picture, the canvas background, and now we can just pick any of the color and draw something on it. You can put one more option that you can draw on the picture and save it in your phone's gallery. Your drawing, like green, you can draw anything. So on emulator, it is like not giving the correct performance because emulator is slow, very slow. Do it in your mobile phone, physical mobile phone, it will be working very nice. Okay. Another thing is what you can do here. Right now, we are not getting any option to increase this line thickness. It is always same. If I want to increase the line thickness and do something, I can't change it. So let's just make it by using a slider, because we already have used the slider. So let's just include the slider in the app. Now let's just make it with the fill parent. Now slider value will be starting from let's just say 1 to 30, because if you go beyond 30, then it will be the width will be too high. Just one dot will be covering the entire space of your phone. And thumb position, you can just keep it as 50% or 50, so it will be a middle of the. Okay, let's just make it 10. Somewhat low. Now you will be using this slider to change the line width. So what is this line width? Line width is simple, nothing but if you want to draw a thick image, you can just change the line width and it will be drawing like this. The simple concept of line width. So for that we are using simple slider. You can move it to the right side to increase it and move it to the left side to decrease it. Okay. Let's just put a label also for better understanding. Okay. We can't put label directly. If I put the label, it will be going down. So better we use another horizontal arrangement here and make it fill parent, fit, and these two components inside. So I can now specify why this slider is used. Line width. Line width. And just make this alignment as not top, center. Now we have to use this slider to change the line width whenever we want, like the dynamic one. I can go to slider. So whenever I slide it to the right side or left side, whenever the slider position changed, we need to use thumb position variable, because in thumb position variable we will be getting the current position. So this thumb position has a limit of 130, maximum 30, minimum 1. And I have to use the same to change the line width. So the line width we can find inside canvas. Just get any set block, and make it line width. Line width. This is the actual thing, like this is used to change the thickness of the line actually. Get thumb position, and suppose your thumb is at maximum point, then it will be 30. If it is at minimum point, it will be 1. So you can adjust the thumb position, and indirectly it will be adjusting the line width, because we are putting this value, whatever is there inside this variable value, on this line width. And by default you are getting line width, as you can see in canvas. By default your line width is 2.0. Now let's just check whether it is working perfectly or not. Okay, we got it something. Okay, let me refresh, because we haven't refreshed yet, so that's why it's not coming with the label, line width label. So again, it will take some time to refresh. I just pause the video till then. Okay, it's taking a long pause to update the screen. Okay, now you can see the output here, that line width is a label, and we have this slider. You can move the slider to the right side or the left side. So minimum is 1 and maximum is 30. So let's just keep it somewhere in the middle. And now it's a color green. Now try to draw. Okay, I want some more width. Just increase a bit, and now it will be more. Again, you want to make it more, just make it more. Choose another color. We'll be getting some notches, space in between that. That is common in this, because a lot of bugs are there in Mighty Ham Inventor. If you want to make it back to normal, just keep it somewhere like this. This is how we control the line width. Now we can the line width is dynamic. You can change it whenever you want while painting, and you can actually add some more buttons: red, green, blue, yellow, white, black, or whatever. Okay, now let's add one more button that will be used to clear the canvas, because right now we are just drawing in the canvas. We are not able to clear it. So let's get a button and rename this as clear button, and just rename it clear button. Yeah. So let's just keep the text as clear all. And just give a clear kind of background color. Yeah, that's good. Now whenever I click on this clear button, it must clear all the things which I have drawn on the canvas. Go to clear button. Whenever you click clear, you must clear using the canvas block. There's a simple block called as clear the canvas. Just use this and you're done with it. So again, it will take a lot of time to refresh. So until then, I just pause the video. Now we can see one clear button is also there, that is clear all. So let me just draw something. You can try on your phone actually. It will work smoothly. Now if you click on clear all, or yeah, click on clear all, it just erase everything. Okay, one more thing. Till now we were just drawing the things on the screen and nothing was happening. Like, it is of no use if you just uh, get to draw. So if you are drawing something, you must save it in your gallery, like as a picture, or maybe as some other kind of format. So let me just do one thing. Put one more button, by using which you can save the drawing, whatever you have drawn in this app. So for that we need one more button, like a save button. So get one save button, and yeah, I'll be just renaming this button as save button. Save canvas actually. Save canvas button. So these names are just for your reference. And the next thing, the main thing is here, text, what you write here, save. Again, just shape it rounded and color of this save to somewhat. And the text color is white again. We have a save button with this now. Now we need to code this. So after drawing anything on this screen, on this cat, we can save it. So it will be saved with cat, not on without the cat. It will be saved with the cat. So I need to go to save canvas. So whenever I press this save canvas button, like when save canvas button dot click, what you need to do, you need to save the canvas. We have a simple block called as save as with file name. So you have to choose a file name. Now there is a conflict. Like if you are choosing a file name, then every time it will be overriding the same thing, and that's the problem. Every time, suppose if you just give the file name as let me just give a file name here, my canvas, but you have to put a slash also, because if you want to store anything on your internal storage, you must start with that slash. Let's just give the folder name as demo in capital, and then one dot jpg. So it could be either jpg, jpeg, or png. Only these three formats are supported in this canvas saving options. So let's just go with jpeg, that's an enhanced one. So inside internal storage, it will create a demo folder, and then one.jpeg is the file name. So if you save multiple times, it will just override the previous one, because every time the file name will be same. Let's just understand how to save and how to get the result. So right now we can't put this block here. You can see that we can't put this block here. We need to go to control section. There's a block called as perform the action but ignore the result. Evaluate but ignore the result. So we don't care about the result whether it is saving or not, and let's just go with the normal flow. This is the thing. This is a block how we save. So you can just hover on any block and see what it can do. So it says runs the connected block of code and ignores the return value if any. It needs useful if need to call a procedure with a return value, but don't need the value. Sometimes we call a procedure, we can set a function, but we don't need the return value. We just need to execute the things. Like the same thing we are performing here. So we are performing the same thing. That is save as is a function, and we are just providing a file name. So why you have given the slash? Because if you don't get the slash, it will be saving in somewhere else inside the MIT App Inventors folder. In Android data, there it will be that will not be accessible. So we use slash to relocate the location, or you can say to start it as a base. So base will be your internal storage. Now let's just refresh the thing and get to okay. Wait, let me just refresh, because we are getting text for button one. It must be save button. Again, it will take a lot of time to refresh. Okay, so what I did, emulator was taking a lot of time to load the code block. So I have just connected Zoom, and like I just joined from my Zoom mobile to Zoom laptop, and I'm going to share my screen, mobile screen. Yeah, now I can do one thing. I can just scan the QR code. First, I need to open MIT Companion, and I'll be going to this screen, connect AI Companion, and you can see I'm just scanning the code here. So first I need to go here, scan the code, and now you can see it is loading, and on my mobile phone it will just appear after loading. Yeah. Now what can I do? I can just pick any color, red, to draw with red. Now it's so smooth. I can clear off. and save it. Now, what if I click on save button? We're not getting any result or any kind of pop-up that yeah, it is saved. What I can do, I can go to my file manager. So go to internal storage. There you will be getting a folder called demo. Yeah, this one. So this folder will automatically create itself if it is not present. If it is present, it will just put the data inside. Now we must get one.jpeg there inside. Yes, because we have saved it. The same thing is present inside our device, and that's in the form of uh, image JPEG. Now again, if I just go back to this MIT app inventor and just clear the thing and write some other thing, save it. Again, it will replace the previous one. Replace the previous one. This is a change because the file name is always same. One.jpg to one.jpg. It is always replacing the things. So what we can do, we can put something, some sort of logical thing to make this dynamic. Dynamic in the sense each time whenever we save a file, it must save with a particular randomly generated number or maybe current time we can put, so it will be more efficient. It won't override the previous one. That kind of thing we can use. You can use your own logic. Again, I can just clear all and draw in red and save it. Once you save, okay, let's just draw some more thing. Okay, let's save it. Go back to your file manager. Now again, replaced. Now this is some sort of like logical thing, but it's still we are not able to save it properly. It is always replacing the content. What you can do, you can just copy this somewhere or move it somewhere if you want. Now that folder is empty. Now you can put your new thing what you want. Save it again. Now we'll be having both. The previous one is there in my downloads because I moved that to download. It will be there, and the current one is there inside my internal storage demo folder. Demo. This is also one.jpg and that is also one.jpg. Because of same name, it was getting replaced. So yeah, that's it for this session. I'll be just trying to make it more useful because this app is not so much useful because here we are getting a single image. So it would be more attractive and more useful when user will be able to uh, draw on any image which he want. Like it will be like a photo editing app. Like user can just draw anything on their app. Just pick image from the gallery, import that image on their phone, on their app, and then draw something or hide something like drawing in the sense, and then save it back. So this will be easy and yeah, useful also. Okay, bye bye.